Hi guys, welcome back to Aquatics. My name's Ella and this is Pill Avery. And we are going to be eating seaweed.
That sound good?
No, not really.
You want to eat seaweed, Avery?
No. From this?
Maybe some sushi? Yes, we're going to take seaweed out of the tank so you guys can eat it. Doesn't that sound awesome?
No. I'm out. Sorry, I'm out.
I'm not eating seaweed. They are. Just kidding. No one's eating seaweed. That's gross. Unless it's in the sushi roll, and it's still kind of iffy. Today, though, we're going to look at the algae in the Tunze Macro Reactor. We have yet to look at it. You remember, possibly, we put in just a tiny little ball in that reactor to see how it grow. It's been, what, 3 weeks now? A little around 3.5, or okay, 2.5, 3 weeks maybe?
I'm out.
It's been maybe... He's out. It's been maybe 2.5, 3 weeks, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pop that open, pull out the algae, and just see how much we've gotten. I think you're gonna be surprised. Maybe you're not gonna be surprised. I don't know. Whatever. All right. So we won't make them eat algae this round. We'll see. No, we won't really. I'm just kidding. I can hardly handle the seaweed and a California roll, let alone what would be coming from our tank. So let's do this. I'm going to take you down here into the sump so you can see me opening the reactor, pulling it out, and get the whole 9 yards. I have done nothing to this reactor with the exception of letting it run 24/7, and the only other thing I've done to it was when I do my daily dosing of the K2Grow in the morning, I'll take my little pipette, I'll fill it up, and I'll put just a little bit down towards the pump so the pump sucks up a little bit, and then I'll do the rest where the fern clerp and the other K2 is. So beyond that, I've done nothing to this K2. I've done nothing with the reactor. I've not set it up in any manner. I think it's on the highest speed flow setting right now. I don't recall right now, but beyond that, nothing special. It's just set it up and let it go. So let's get you down here. We'll take a look at the algae and the refugium as well. That fern clerpa is exploding. Let's get down here. Let's take a look at it. Come on. You're going to want to check this out. Okay, so we're in the sump here. I do have to use the thumb screws. Roger over at Tunze told me that it's very possible you could not have to use those and the magnet would be strong enough. I haven't found that with my system yet. Every now and then it seems like it works, but then every now and then it also doesn't. So when I was setting it up, it just seems to be back and forth, so I don't know. You might be able to get it to work depending on your setup, but for me, it was too finicky to take the risk. So I just tightened it down to make sure I didn't have any leaking. So let's open this up. We'll push the feed timer on the reactor so we get our water to shut off. And very simply, take the lid off. And let's go ahead and get in here. I'll bring you in a little closer. And let's see what we got here. Holy cow, guys. Oh my word. Look at that. That's incredible, guys. That is amazing. Look at that. If you remember, if you don't, look how that is a gorgeous ball of K2. If you remember, I don't know if you guys do or not, if you haven't looked back at the other video, I literally started with a ball maybe this size. And that may be a little much. And look how much we went up. That is so awesome. That's probably, I don't know, 30, 40 times. I don't know. I won't even say, try to guess. That is incredible. That is a nice, vibrant green. That's so cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out and we'll put it in the other part of the sump and we'll do the same thing. I'm going to go with less this time and see what we can do. Let's start with this. Let's see if I can literally get this to stay in the algae reactor and that it won't come out the return. Hopefully with that lid it seems to do pretty well. But I'm going to literally start with this, throw it in there. There's nothing else in there. I pulled it all out, and we'll give that a few weeks and see what that turns into. So let me get this tightened back down here. Turn our pump back on. We'll turn our flow down to low, just so we don't go too crazy with it. All right, that's that. One thing I will note, look at this refugium. You know what, let me turn the light on here. Look at how much fern chlorpa. That stuff is just going absolutely crazy. I will say, this is the stuff that came out of the reactor just now. It does seem a lot lighter in color as opposed to the Kato that's in the refugium here. I don't know how easy that is to tell. Maybe if they're beside each other. Maybe. I think the stuff in the refugium is just a hair darker. Not that it's bad by any means, but I can definitely tell there's a little bit of a color difference between those two. But the refugium is kicking butt right now. I mean, the results kind of speak for themselves. I'm pretty astounded by just how much algae was in there. I mean, that was literally a tube of algae. That was really cool. So if you've had any other questions or waffling on the Tunze Light Macro Reactor, don't. That thing is awesome. It's a beast. And I guess one of the most important factors on that I didn't really think of is that you don't need a huge sump for it. You don't need a huge area for your refugium or anything like this. This reactor is technically in my skimmer section. So if you have a skimmer only section and then goes to your return pump, as long as you have some room in that skimmer section, you could put it in there. So not only is this growing algae for you and exporting those nutrients, you're also able to really minimize how much space is being taken up by that. You have the reactor and then you have a pump. And on top of that, the reactor technically doesn't have to go in the sump if you don't want it to. It can go outside. It doesn't matter. It's completely up to you and what type of space you have, but it is very, I would say, space saving. You don't have to have this huge chamber for algae if you don't want to. Just get this macroalgae reactor and away you go. It's as simple as that. So I'm impressed by that. I can't wait to see what that even smaller bunch does and see what we get from that in the next couple weeks, few weeks. We'll take a look at that. I'm excited. So that's really cool. Pretty soon I'll be pruning algae and just having to throw it away. So I'll be interested to see what comes out of that. That was simple. That was awesome. My anemone, the smaller anemone that split, moved last night. He was out front. I was getting a little concerned because now I went and placed all my zoanthids where I want them for the time being. And then he, going lo and behold, starts walking around. I'm thinking, oh crap, he is going to sting the heck out of everything and destroy. Everything's going to be over. But this morning, it wasn't. Cross my finger that he stays in the second cave down below and doesn't want to move anymore. So really, that's about it. Not much more to it, but I wanted to show you the what we got out of that because I was very impressed by it. I'm very happy with it, and I want to see it keep going. So we'll go from there. Maybe I'll tweak and put a little bit more of the Kato grow in there, see if that makes a difference, see if it makes it double in size even quicker or not. So we'll play around with that, but tank's looking overall great, happy and healthy. I can't complain whatsoever. Make sure to stay tuned. Next week I'm going to be putting out a little contest here, another giveaway, a little bit large giveaway. It's going to be for one of the items that I have on my system, not the one off of my system, but it's going to be one of the pieces of equipment that I use and love. So stay tuned. I'll let you know what's going on next week. You'll be excited, I think. So keep track. I'll see you guys next week. Let's play with let's get the little children in here, right? We love them, right? I hope you guys love them too. So have a great week. I'll see you later.
All right, guys, we're gonna get out here, and don't forget to eat your greens. Okay, that's gross. And if you want nice green algae like this, get a Tunze Reactor. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and smash that notification button to get notified whenever we post a new video. See you next week. Peace. Peace, peace. Peace.
Ella's eating the algae. Ella just ate the algae.
No. Don't eat algae. Peace.
Did you just eat it already?
Say peace.
Peace.